Did you know that one of Studio Ghibli's most acclaimed films caused a global scandal? Today, we bring you the best animated movies of 2024, where you'll discover all the hidden details behind these blockbuster productions. Let's watch it. It's fascinating. The Boy and the Heron. This is the gem of animation. Directed by the legendary Hayao Miyazaki, one of the brilliant minds behind Studio Ghibli. This film marked Miyazaki's return to filmmaking after his apparent retirement, and with it, not only does the magic of the studio return, but also the unique ability to tell stories that blend the mystical with the deeply human. With a script that promises to take us on an emotionally and visually stunning journey, The Boy and the Heron was one of the great successes in animated cinema this year. The story takes us into the world of Mahito, a young boy dealing with the sorrow of losing his mother. He's drawn into an adventurous world where magic and fantastical beings become part of his grieving and growing process. Along the way, Mahito meets a heron who becomes his spiritual guide, leading him through landscapes full of beauty and symbolism, while teaching him valuable lessons about life, love, and personal growth. What has also made The Boy and the Heron the talk of the town isn't just its touching story, but the global scandal that erupted when the Colombian artist Geraldine Fernandez revealed in an interview that she had been called by Miyazaki himself to create illustrations for the film. However, after the movie won at the Golden Globes, the truth came to light. Geraldine never participated in the production, leading to a wave of memes, rumors, and conspiracy theories. The scandal sparked unexpected drama that only increased the film's visibility. The film is not only a visual feast, but also a tribute to life itself, with a good dose of humor and moments that, like all great Ghibli works, make us reflect on the meaning of existence. The involvement of renowned illustrators such as Hayao Miyazaki, Goro Miyazaki, and Takeshi Honda adds an extra layer of emotion and charm. Inside Out 2. The long-awaited sequel to Pixar's hit Inside Out returned in 2024 with an even deeper and more exciting story. Directed by Pete Docter and produced by Jonas Rivera, this new installment explores Riley's emotional world as she navigates the complex changes of adolescence. In Inside Out 2, we see Riley facing much greater challenges, such as new friends, switching schools, adapting to adolescence, and the emergence of more complex emotions that often confuse her. While the emotions from the first film continue to accompany Riley, new ones like anxiety and embarrassment begin to take center stage, adding a layer of complexity to her inner world. As the protagonist explores her identity in this new phase of life, her emotions must adapt to the changes, facing a completely new challenge. This sequel maintains the essence that made the first film a phenomenon: the brilliant construction of a unique emotional universe, visually stunning. This time, Pixar uses new animation techniques that make Riley's emotional landscapes even more expansive and detailed, while continuing to explore the interaction between emotions in a visually impactful way. The design of new emotional territories like the Land of Confusion and the Expectation Tower is a visual wonder, with colors and shapes that perfectly capture the feelings they represent. The music, once again composed by Michael Giacchino, plays a crucial role in the emotional atmosphere of the film, evoking a range of feelings from euphoria to melancholy, adding a deep emotional layer to each scene. Wild Robot. Based on the acclaimed children's novel by Peter Brown, this adaptation, directed by Domi Shai, blends a heartfelt narrative with Pixar's signature creativity, exploring themes like identity, nature, and the impact of technology on the world. The story follows Roz, a robot designed to be efficient and functional, who mysteriously ends up stranded on an uninhabited island after a shipwreck. With no programming or specific directives, Roz must learn to survive in a wild and hostile environment. As she explores the island, she forms unexpected bonds with the local animals, who initially see her as a threat, but later accept her as part of their ecosystem. The film stands out for its balance between adventure and reflection. Roz, with her minimalist design and mechanical movements, evolves from being an outsider to becoming an essential figure for the island's balance. The relationship between Roz and Brightbill, a duckling she adopts as her child, provides tender moments that touch the heart, while posing a key question: what does it really mean to be human? Visually, Wild Robot is a masterpiece. From lush jungles to stunning starry skies, Pixar captures the beauty of nature in a way that feels alive and authentic. The soundtrack, composed by Michael Giacchino, complements the narrative with melancholic and heroic tones that perfectly accompany the film's key moments. Among the film's interesting details is Roz's design, created to reflect both robotic simplicity and the ability to evolve emotionally. Additionally, the screenplay expands on the book's story, adding new layers of depth without losing the essence of the original work. Moana 2. The much-anticipated sequel to Moana hit theaters in November 2024. Directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, the visionary duo behind the original success. This time, the story picks up with the brave Polynesian navigator several years after her first adventure, as she faces new challenges to protect her home and preserve her people's traditions. Now, a respected leader, Moana embarks on a new journey to stop a mysterious climate threat affecting her island and neighboring communities. She teams up with a group of young explorers and, of course, her old friend Maui, the shape-shifting demigod, whose relationship with mortals is also put to the test. Visually, the movie is a spectacle that blends Disney's traditional animation with advanced digital techniques, highlighting the landscapes of the Pacific Ocean and the mythical creatures Moana and her team encounter on their journey. The film once again features the voices of Auli'i Cravalho as Moana and Dwayne Johnson as Maui, who bring unmatched warmth and energy to their characters. Lin-Manuel Miranda returns to handle the soundtrack, delivering a mix of emotional and catchy songs that reflect the essence of Polynesian culture while connecting with universal themes like unity and resilience. A new addition to this sequel is the introduction of a new antagonist, Teva, an ancient sea deity who feels betrayed by humans. This character adds narrative complexity, leading the story to explore dilemmas about the balance between nature and humanity. Despicable Me 4. Gru, the Minions, and the whole gang are back in Despicable Me 4, which premiered in July 2024 and became one of the most anticipated sequels from Illumination Entertainment. Directed by Chris Renaud, this new installment combines the franchise's signature humor with an action-packed plot, unexpected twists, and emotional moments. The story begins when Gru, now the leader of an international group of secret agents, faces his most personal mission yet, protecting his family from a mysterious villain who aims to unleash chaos with a device capable of altering gravity. Meanwhile, the Minions, always on the edge of disaster, try to help, though their plans often make things worse. One of the most surprising elements of this film is the evolution of the characters. Margot, Edith, and Agnes play much more active roles, standing out as brave and creative young girls who work alongside Gru to save the world. Even Lucy, Gru's wife, becomes a key player in the action, showing off her skills as both a spy and a mother. The movie also introduces a new villain, Maxime Lamal, whose presence is as extravagant as it is terrifying. Voiced by Will Ferrell, Maxime is a memorable antagonist, adding a dramatic touch that contrasts with the Minions' antics. The animation remains a strong point, with vibrant settings and action sequences full of visual cleverness. The soundtrack, a mix of original themes and classic pop songs, brings energy and emotion, once again produced by Pharrell Williams, who also returns with catchy songs that complement the fun of the story. At the heart of Despicable Me 4 is the message of the importance of family, not just as a refuge, but as a team ready to face any challenge together. The movie strikes the perfect balance between laughter and heartwarming lessons, solidifying its place as one of the year's favorites for audiences of all ages. With action, comedy, and of course an army of minions, this sequel does not disappoint. Garfield. The iconic orange cat returns to the big screen with an animated film released in May 2024. Directed by Mark Dindal and written by David Reynolds, the same screenwriter behind Finding Nemo, this new version of the classic character is presented as a modern reinterpretation, maintaining Garfield's sarcastic humor and laziness while adding new emotional and visual layers. The story shows Garfield dealing with a major life change, the arrival of a new family member, an energetic puppy named Duke. While trying to sabotage Duke's presence, Garfield unwittingly embarks on a wild adventure that leads him to rediscover the meaning of friendship and the importance of family connection. even when that family includes a hyperactive dog. Chris Pratt lends his voice to Garfield, giving him a charismatic and contemporary touch, while Samuel L. Jackson voices Vic, the enigmatic grandfather of the cat, a new character who adds depth and humor to the story. The interaction between Garfield and Vic is one of the highlights of the film, with witty dialogue and reflections on finding balance between independence and closeness. The animation blends realistic and cartoonish details, creating an atmosphere ideal for both nostalgic fans and new generations. The soundtrack, composed by Alan Menken, features original pieces that add dynamism and humor to each scene. Additionally, Garfield addresses timeless themes such as change, cohabitation, and self-acceptance, maintaining the irreverent spirit of the character created by Jim Davis. This balance between classic humor and modern narratives makes it an entertaining experience for the whole family. Kung Fu Panda 4. The legendary Dragon Warrior is back in Kung Fu Panda 4, one of the most anticipated films from DreamWorks Animation in 2024. Released in March, this new chapter directed by Mike Mitchell continues Poe's epic story, combining his signature humor, action, and profound life lessons. The story follows Poe as he faces his greatest challenge, becoming the master of a new group of young warriors from different realms of the world. When an ancient dark force threatens to destroy the balance between yin and yang, Poe must guide his team on a journey full of trials, rediscoveries, and confrontations with his own identity. In this installment, we see Poe evolve not only as a warrior, but as a teacher. The dynamic between him and his new students adds freshness to the narrative, while his old friends, the Furious Five, return with crucial roles. The film also explores Poe's relationship with his biological father, Li Shan, and his adoptive father, Mr. Ping, showing how Poe tries to balance his roots and his destiny. Meanwhile, the villain of this installment, known as Tarak, is a powerful spirit capable of manipulating life energy, played masterfully by actor Dev Patel. Tarak represents not only a physical threat, but a philosophical one, challenging Poe and his team to understand the true meaning of Kung Fu and inner harmony. The animation is, as always, spectacular, transporting viewers to stunning landscapes inspired by ancient China. Every scene is filled with color, movement, and details that enrich the visual experience. The soundtrack, composed by Hans Zimmer, returns with emotional and epic pieces that enhance the key moments of the story. With Kung Fu Panda 4, DreamWorks shows that this franchise remains a cornerstone in animated cinema. The mix of fast-paced action, heartwarming comedy, and a deep message about personal growth and teamwork makes this film a delight for audiences of all ages. Justice League: Crisis on Infinite Earths. Directed by Matt Peters and with a screenplay adapted by Ernie Altbacker, this is the latest installment in the DC animated universe, released in January 2024. Inspired by the iconic comic event from the 1980s, this film features the greatest heroes of the DC multiverse joining forces to face the Anti-Monitor, an interdimensional threat that endangers all realities. The story centers on how Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and other heroes work alongside alternate versions of themselves to prevent the total destruction of the multiverse. Among the highlights is the inclusion of lesser-known characters like Blue Beetle and the version of John Constantine from Earth-13, who add depth to the narrative. One of the most celebrated decisions was maintaining the emotional weight of the original comic, especially with the sacrifices of key characters which bring a sense of gravity to the conflict. Additionally, the voice casting, with Kevin Conroy as Batman and Susan Eisenberg as Wonder Woman, pays homage to the classic portrayals of these characters. While some critics point to the difficulty of following the narrative without prior knowledge of the original material, DC fans find in Crisis on Infinite Earths an epic cinematic experience that captures the essence of the comics. This is a work that blends thrilling action with deep emotions, reminding us why the DC universe remains a favorite among superhero lovers. If you haven't yet explored this multiverse of possibilities, this film is the perfect place to start. Ultraman: The Rise. This is a science fiction animated film that reinterprets the classic story of the Japanese superhero Ultraman. Released in June 2024 on Netflix, this film stands out for its animation and a narrative that balances action moments with emotional reflections on heroism and identity. The animation features Ken Sato, a pilot and defender of humanity who inherits the power of Ultraman. Faced with an alien invasion threatening to destroy Earth, Ken struggles to master his abilities while dealing with a personal dilemma: his growing disconnect from his loved ones. This duality is the emotional driving force of the film, giving depth to the typical hero narrative. Critics have praised the visual design for its comic book aesthetic, with dynamic use of color and shadows that intensify the action sequences. The music plays an essential role, complementing the emotions of the story and heightening the epic nature of the battles. This film is a modern reinvention of a cultural icon that first debuted on Japanese television in 1966. While it incorporates elements from the original Ultraman, the movie adds a contemporary twist, exploring universal themes such as sacrifice and responsibility. It features a bilingual voice cast in both English and Japanese, with notable actors such as Christopher Sean and Hiro Nakamura. Additionally, it reaffirms this superhero's place in global pop culture, connecting with veteran fans and attracting a new audience, while strengthening the relevance of hero stories in modern times and paving the way for future installments in this format. Guardians of the Night. This film, directed by Haruo Sotozaki, is set within the Kimetsu no Yaiba universe. It serves as a direct continuation of the Swordsmith Village arc, concluding this chapter while also introducing viewers to the training of the Pillars, which is crucial for the upcoming plot. Rather than standing as an independent movie, this serves as a bridge to the new season of the anime. One notable aspect of this release is that it features an extended recap of the third season and the first 2 episodes of the next season, a decision that has sparked criticism among fans for its lack of original content. However, its key moments delve deeper into the evolution of characters like Tanjiro and Nezuko, while also expanding on the importance of the Pillars. The Kimetsu no Yaiba universe, created by Koyoharu Gotouge, has become a global phenomenon, with over 150 million copies of the manga sold, continuing to be a major reference in modern anime. Its success is not limited to Japan but also extends to international markets, attracting both new followers and longtime fans of the genre. This production reaffirms the franchise's commitment to technical and narrative excellence. However, the format has led to endless debates about the expectations built up by fans. Orion and the Dark. This animated film, produced by DreamWorks and directed by Sean Charmatz, premiered in February 2024. It is an adaptation of the children's book Orion and the Dark by Emma Yarlett, known for creatively and emotionally exploring childhood fears. The screenplay was written by Charlie Kaufman, an Oscar winner for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and acclaimed for his complex emotional stories in films like Anomalisa and Being John Malkovich. The story follows Orion, a boy with an overactive imagination who fears almost everything, especially the dark. Everything begins to change when darkness, portrayed in an endearing way, appears in his room one night. Together they embark on an adventure that challenges Orion's fears, teaching him the importance of balance between light and darkness. With an emotional ending, the protagonist learns to embrace his fears as part of his personal growth, framed by a generational leap that connects his story to his daughter, Hypatia. The film blends modern animation techniques with an artistic design that recreates the illusion of being in an illustrated book, making it a wonderful homage to Yarlett's original material. Kaufman's script brings unparalleled emotional depth with a touch of surrealism that elevates the story beyond a traditional children's tale. One of the most impactful sequences occurs when Orion faces a black hole threatening to destroy everything. This scene symbolizes the acceptance of fears. Additionally, the interaction between Orion and his daughter provides a powerful emotional conclusion, highlighting the legacy of courage between generations. Voice performances such as Jacob Tremblay as Orion and Paul Walter Hauser as Darkness stand out for their sensitivity and humor, complemented by narrators like Werner Herzog, whose voice adds a reflective and poetic tone. Baki Hanma vs. Kengan Ashura. This movie is a crossover between the worlds of Baki Hanma and Kengan Ashura, two highly popular anime series based on their respective mangas. Netflix produced and distributed this epic showdown, bringing together two of the most well-known franchises in the combat genre. The film features a direct confrontation between two of the most powerful warriors in their respective universes. Baki Hanma, a young prodigy obsessed with surpassing his father, and Tokita Oma, a fighter who has mastered lethal techniques in corporate battles. This clash between two anime icons promises intense battles and an exploration of the limits of physicality. This crossover was highly anticipated, as it united franchises known for their relentless action and visual style. Both mangas have an important legacy in the genre, noted for their exaggerated depictions of strength and their psychological analysis of combat. The announcement of this showdown caused a stir among fans on social media, who compared it to other major crossovers like Godzilla vs. Kong. Additionally, this crossover symbolizes the growing popularity of fighting anime on streaming platforms, especially in the West. Netflix has played a key role in bringing these stories to global audiences, consolidating the genre's relevance outside Japan while paying homage to the legacy of combat mangas and their impact on contemporary otaku culture. Look Back. Look Back is a moving anime film directed by Kiyotaka Oshiyama, based on the successful one-shot manga by Tatsuki Fujimoto, creator of Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch. The film premiered in Japan on June 28, 2024, following a prominent presentation at the Annecy International Animation Film Festival. It became available on Prime Video starting November 7, 2024, marking a milestone as the first original anime film exclusive to the platform. The story follows two young girls, Fujino and Kiyomoto, who form a deep connection through their artistic rivalry and shared love for manga. Fujino is a talented but overconfident student who feels challenged by Kiyomoto's impressive artistic abilities, while Kiyomoto is an introverted girl who seeks refuge in drawing. Together, they explore self-improvement, friendship, and the impact of art on their lives. The film touches on themes such as creativity, personal identity, and the challenges of pursuing a passion. Look Back is a faithful adaptation of the original manga, with an introspective and emotional approach that captures Fujimoto's essence. The director maintains a powerful visual narrative while adding details that enrich the story without straying from the original material. A standout aspect is the music by Haruka Nakamura, whose ambient score perfectly complements the film's emotions, enhancing its impact on the viewer. Though not autobiographical, the story is said to reflect some parallels with Fujimoto's experiences as a mangaka, showcasing his struggles and lessons learned. This film not only celebrates Tatsuki Fujimoto's work, but also invites reflection on art as a means to overcome adversity and connect emotionally. Its global release and thematic resonance make it significant for both manga fans and those seeking deeply human stories. Moreover, it reinforces the relevance of anime as an artistic medium capable of conveying complex, universal tales. Look Back is not just a movie. It's an experience that touches the soul, celebrating the transformative power of art and friendship. With a narrative as deep as its animation, this film has the potential to become an anime classic. If you haven't watched it yet on Prime Video, you're missing a story that might stay with you forever. 10 Lives. This animated comedy, directed by Christopher Jenkins and Mark Ketzier, is a co-production between the UK and Canada, produced by Netflix Animation and other renowned studios like Quad and Align. The protagonist is Beckett, a selfish cat who loses his ninth and final life. Upon reaching the gates of heaven, he begs for a second chance to return to his owner, Rose, who adopted and pampered him since he was a kitten. Some of the highlights of this film include the voices of actors Bill Nighy, Sophie Okonedo, and Zayn Malik. In an era where animated films aim to convey important values, 10 Lives stands out by addressing themes such as empathy and personal growth through a fun and accessible narrative. Moreover, its release on platforms like Netflix ensures massive reach and, consequently, more discussion surrounding it. 10 Lives. not only makes us laugh with Beckett's antics, but also leaves us reflecting on what it means to live with purpose and value our opportunities. A film that promises to bring smiles, a few tears, and above all, many lessons. Have you seen it? Let us know in the comments what you thought and if you would also give Beckett another life. Dragon Keeper. Dragon Keeper is an animated film directed by Salvador Simo and Li Jianping, based on the novel of the same name by Carol Wilkinson. This Spanish-Chinese co-production was featured as part of the Made in Spain section at the San Sebastian Film Festival. Set in Imperial China during the Han Dynasty, the story follows Ping, an orphaned girl who discovers her destiny when she encounters the last living dragons. Throughout the film, she faces many enemies, including a sorcerer and the Emperor's soldiers. The movie explores themes such as bravery and spiritual connection. Without a doubt, this film goes beyond mere entertainment. The animation shines with its detailed portrayal of ancient China. However, it hasn't been without criticism, as some pointed out inconsistencies in the backgrounds and the development of secondary characters. Despite this, its chromatic palette and artistic design were praised for fully immersing the viewer in a world of magic and adventure. The film is based on the hugely successful Dragon Keeper book series by Carol Wilkinson, which could eventually lead to more film adaptations. Moreover, Dragon Keeper connects with other animated works that celebrate fantasy and Asian mythology, such as Mulan or Raya and the Last Dragon. One of the most memorable scenes is when Ping, guided by her chi, faces her destiny while protecting the dragon egg, accompanied by the last dragon. This sequence symbolizes her transformation from a mere servant to a heroine worthy of her legacy. In conclusion, this film brings freshness to the animation genre by highlighting universal values and offering diverse cultural representation. Its potential to become a trilogy strengthens its relevance in contemporary animation, making it worthy of the most discerning viewers. Now tell us, what was your favorite animated film of 2024? Leave your opinion in the comments. Here are two options that you'll surely love.